G'day everyone, welcome to 2025. It's going to be an exciting year. It's already shaping up to be our biggest year and we've barely even started. First day back for us. So welcome, hope you had a great New Year's. And just to let you know what we've got going on the cards for this year. Be a very interesting year. We're still doing all the residential, all the rural off-grid, everything with our SIAB systems. That's not going anywhere. Our pre-built off-grid solar is our mainstay. But we are branching into commercial. We've already got a client that we're going to begin working with in the next week or so on a system. Now, this is really interesting because this has been an avenue of our pre-built SIAB systems that I've wanted to push down the track of for a little while. And the time hasn't been right, the right projects haven't come up, and we've now found a great fit and starting to see where this could be implemented on a very large scale. So let me set the scene for you. There is issues with the power network. Primarily, that's where half the clients that come to us come from. It's too expensive to get power, or the power's too unreliable. We've actually put a system right in the middle of suburbia, a full off-grid SIAB system where we use the grid as a backup to take a large property, 2 full households, completely off-grid. We got that one in just before the end of the year. Got a great call from the client saying that they are absolutely loving it. They are running the air conditioning flat out, and the meter's not moving because they're not connected to the grid, because until that system drops down and the batteries actually get down to their switch-on voltage of 20%, it's never going to connect to the grid. So especially in summer when they're producing all this energy on the hot days, they can run their entire 2 households completely for free. And they have the reliability, no more brownouts, no more blackouts, no more grid fluctuation. And one of their big bonus points for them was the system is not able to be interacted with from the grid. So this issue coming down the pipeline of the networks being able to force discharge your batteries back onto the network when they want, our systems don't allow that to occur, so they can't touch your power. So another bonus of why SIAB systems full off-grid in the middle of suburbia still makes sense. This commercial system has a whole nother issue that we're able to fix with our SIAB systems. Now, this is 20 and 40 foot container systems. These are big systems. The issue they've got is that the power network only has a limited amount of power that is available from the network through the transformers. It's actually limited in this instance from the substation. Even if they were to pay for a larger local transformer, they still can't get more than 80 amps a phase, 3-phase, into this commercial property. Now that means that they can't add any more equipment. They are a manufacturing type business, and they don't have any more power they can get. Their options are literally to relocate the entire business, which would probably cost them north of $1 million to relocate just in downtime, lost productivity, all the retooling that would have to happen, the setting up of new workshops, all that kind of thing. For less than half of that, we can build an entire off-grid SIAB system in a 40-foot container to give them 150 amps a phase. It also is offset by a massive solar system, so they're also not going to have a power bill going forward. They are also immune from grid blackouts because it is, again, a full off-grid system at that commercial scale. And it also means that they have some equipment in there, and this is another very key component for them. They have equipment in there that is voltage sensitive. And if there is fluctuation from the grid, not a full blackout or even a full brownout, but even just voltage fluctuation of 10 to 15 volts, which can happen every other day of the week, this sensitive equipment detects that and shuts down mid-manufacturing. And so by building this system, we're going to eliminate every one of those problems. It's going to cost them, in their 2 options, less than half to do what we're doing, and it's going to provide them this power security that they can't get any other way. The only other option would be to run a diesel generator basically 24/7 as the primary supply and try and partially offset it with grid supply, and it still doesn't give you a completely smooth balanced load because it will bounce between the two, and it's still not a good option. This system that we're going to be building is going to give them completely stable, secure power, no voltage fluctuation, and no risk to the grid causing any shutdowns, brownouts, blackouts, and they get to offset their entire power usage because they're going to have a full off-grid battery bank, they can produce all of the energy they need from the rooftop. They've got more than enough rooftop to run their entire operation for free. So obviously, when I mean for free, I mean it's running cost. Obviously, there is a setup cost. Their issue and their considerations is not, let's just try and save on our power bill. Their issue is, if we have to retool and relocate, it's going to cost us a ton of money, and we're at a limit of capacity. We can't put any more equipment on because the network won't give us any more power. And so we're able to solve that, which means any other business out there, if you're in that same boat, we can build a power system that is going to solve that same problem for you. So if you're interested, let us know, because these projects are going to chew up a lot more of our resources. They're much bigger projects. We're only going to be able to take on probably a dozen this year until we can tool up if we start to see a massive increase in that. It also means that we have a couple of other things coming down the pipeline. We've been told by suppliers prices have already gone up. We did warn everybody the end of 24. System prices are going up because all of our supplier costs are going up. The other thing that is changing is that we have an increase in sales already for this year. So pipelines are getting longer. There's also a greater lead time when we put orders in from suppliers for some of the equipment and parts. So all of that in mind, if you're looking at doing something in the first half of 2025 with regards to one of our off-grid systems, now would be the time to chat. Try and get to the front of the queue as quick as possible, because there's lead times are going to push out. We obviously only have a certain amount of capacity. The way we are running the business this year, as we have an increase in capacity and demand for our systems, once that demand is sustained for a couple of months, then we will look to put a new team on and relieve some of that pressure. But until that demand is sustained, we can't take on too much cost as far as putting another great big team in, the time to train and skill everybody up if it was just a little spike in demand. And so that is going to be a growth pain this year. The best way, obviously, to get around that is to get in first, and so you're at the front of the queue. So just beware. That is something that is going to obviously play out in 2025 as we grow. There is also some really cool news happening on an international front with what we're doing. Just some really, really cool things going on. So I'm going to do my best to be more involved in getting social media posts out, keep everybody here up to date with what we're doing. And you know what? I am super excited for what we've got in store for 2025. And if you have any interest in finding out more about our pre-built off-grid solar systems, hit us up, drop a message. You can always just drop a comment on any one of our social posts and just ask for someone to reach out to you. We'll send you a DM so that you don't have to put your contact details out in the public. You can always click on any of our ads as well. It will take you to a landing page that you can put your details in securely, so you're not putting names and contact numbers and more so contact numbers and email addresses and things out in the public. Please don't do that. It's not safe. Wait for us to ask us to DM you. We'll DM you, or comment. Also click on any of our ads that we've got running, and that will take you to a landing page where you can securely put your details in. The cockatoos are out. It is raining at the minute. Anyway, I wanted to get this video out because it's going to get really busy over the next few weeks, and it's going to continue to ramp up. We have an amazing pipeline ahead of us. So for all of you who are already on our books and already got systems lined up for 2025, can't wait to get these into your hands. And for those of you considering it, having a chat is free. We can go through an assessment, we can go through a quote, we can give you all the pricing and run you right through what it would take to do something specifically for you. We design every system specifically for every client. So if that's you, reach out to us. We'd love to have a chat and help you get a system that is going to give you headache-free off-grid power for the next 20 years. And yes, they will actually last for 20 years. I've just put a post up about it. There'll be more coming. Keep an eye out. All right. See you all soon. Happy 2025.